Hey Chris from Fractal, this is Yngwie Malmsteen. This message is for you, Chris. I don't know where you come off posting in my thread there talking about that I've got the wrong idea about what freedom of speech is supposed to be about. You see, it's not like I meant it was the literal interpretation of freedom of speech, dude. I mean, it's a fractal form. We're not talking about a court of law. It's a fractal form, okay? So I don't need you to recite to me what the Constitution says or what some kind of legalese law is about the freedom of speech. Most people can understand what I'm saying when I'm saying stuff like that, okay? Maybe not you. Maybe you're too analytical and too logical and analytical in your mind, since you make these programs and things to do with the axe effects, apparently so. Because just like your question, rhetorical question, what did I hope to accomplish with that thread? Do you not have anything going on up here to be able to tell what I was trying to accomplish with that thread? That was a damn good thread, dude. How much would you pay for a fractal? If XFX 3 was to come out tomorrow, what's your limit? How much would you be willing to pay for that XFX 3? If Cliff said, I want $5,000 for the XFX 3. Would you go ahead and buy the XFX 3 if that's what it cost? Or would you start looking at Kemper? Would you settle for less? Would you settle for something that was 3% less than a fractal if it was half the price? Can you not understand the logic where I was going with that thread? If you can't, I don't know, man. You don't have a lot going on up there if you can't understand the point of my thread. Because, see, that's the whole entire thing that encompasses the whole thing that so many of these topics and these forums are about. Oh, well, the Helix, why would I want to buy the Helix for $1,500 when I could get a this or that for X amount of dollars, just a little more, I could get a fractal. Or, the guy on the bias video was saying, well, why would I want to spend $2,500 for a fractal when I could just get the bias for $200? That's the whole thing that influenced my thread. Because everybody has a threshold. Most people have a threshold as to what they will be willing to spend to have the best. And some people, they don't have to have the best. I have to have the best. Okay, I have to have the very best. That's why I have to have a fractal. Okay, that's why I'm obsessed with clones. Okay, that's why I'm going to spend $150 for the Megami Platinum 12-foot guitar cable. Whatever it is. I mean, if somebody wanted to sell me a guitar pick and it was some kind of special property to it that made it a special guitar pick, I'd pay $1,000 for it if that's what it cost for a guitar pick. Whatever, dude. If I could financially afford it. Now, I don't have that much money, so I might not be able to afford something like that. But if I can financially afford it or find a way to afford it, I'll get it, because music is my #1 priority in life, okay? Now, getting back to this thread here, the main thing about it is, you're like, what did you think this thread was going to accomplish? Dude, it is called off topic. It's the lounge in the fractal forum, and it's off topic. That means it's open to anything that you can think of discussing, man. That means it's free to talk about chit chat, dude. That's what it is. It's fucking chit chat, man. It doesn't have to pertain to a specific topic. But the general rule of thumb, when somebody creates a thread, which I created a thread, so that means I own the thread, dude. So other people, if they don't like it, instead of saying stuff like, y'all should lock this thread, call the admins, lock the thread, take the thread down, ban Yngwie Malmsteen, whatever. You see, instead of all that, if they don't like it, they should read some other thread in the forum instead of worrying about what I'm saying in my thread, because I created that thread. That was my freedom and my right to make that thread. And it was a good thread, and it was on topic, dude. And if you look at my past couple of days on the forum, you see I haven't done anything, man. I've made a few comments here and there. I've done my little participation, and that's the thing that people don't get about me is I'm not a problem to anybody until somebody starts becoming a problem to me. Just like in that thread, I didn't say nothing about a click, man. There's all kinds of clicks in that stupid Fractal forum. There's all kinds of clicks. You're very clickish. You're very cliquish, okay? Don't try to hide that fact. It's not because somebody disagreed with my opinion or somebody said something that I didn't like or whatever. It's because people started getting off topic and then they started making personal attacks and being rude with me personally. So the moment somebody gets rude with me personally, then I get rude with them back because that's the way I handle my business, okay? If you get rude with me, I'm going to get rude with you back. But if you can bite your tongue and hold your tongue and not spout off, not mouth off at me just because you don't like me personally, if you can just not mouth off at me and stay out of my thread, you know, if people can do that and mind their own business, if they got nothing nice to say to me, then I get along with them just fine. You see how easy that is? I don't go attacking people in the forum unless they've attacked me first. You see, that's the way that works. You know, I don't know how things work for you over there in Hawaii, but you know, things are a little different over here in the States. You know, I realize Hawaii is a state, but those people in Hawaii are not exactly like we are over here. You know, that's for certain. They have a different kind of lifestyle over there. But anyway, you know, that's just the way it's supposed to be. And you know, I mean, if people don't like what somebody's got to say, you know what it really comes down to is people just don't like me. So they want to give me a hard time. They don't want me in the forum. Well, too bad, too sad. Because if you ban me, I'll just come back again, just like I always have, dude. I'm fixing to drop $2,500 on a new XL in a couple of weeks. You think I'm not going to participate in that forum and have my questions and stuff answered about the unit? Of course I am. Dude, do you know how easy it is for me to go to the library and just create a new account under a new IP address? Do you know how easy it is for me to walk to Time Warner Cable and take my cable modem box back over there and get a new modem every single week or every few days and have a new IP address so I can get a new Fractal forum ID? Or you know how easy it is to sign up under my phone? Do you know how easy it is for me just to use an IP proxy and sign up under a proxy? You know, I mean, so there's no getting rid of me. You know, you should see that already. And it's not like I was trying to do anything destructive to the forum like before. So, you know, I mean, really, I think that, you know, that saying, keep your friends close but your enemies closer, that would be a good piece of advice for you and Cliff Chase to keep close to heart there. You know, you may consider me your enemy, but you should want to keep me close because you know what? All I'm trying to do at this point is participate in the forum about legitimate stuff. And that was legitimate, asking about how people feel, because I was curious about what people's thresholds were. What's the most that you would pay for the best? That's a genuine, legitimate question that somebody could be curious about. And I have every right to start a thread about something like that. Yeah, it's not my fault that other people wanted to make the thread go downhill because I have certain personal beliefs. I don't give a shit about people. I don't like people. Okay, all I care about is music. I care about a girlfriend. And I care about music, and that's it. The only person in this world I ever care about besides myself will be a lover, and that's it, okay? And right now, I don't have a lover, okay? But so I got a lot of time on my hands, though, all right? If you ban me or start deleting every one of my little threads just because people don't like them, then, hey, I can cause a lot of problems and a lot of chaos on that Fractal board. I think you should have a personal conversation with Cliff Chase before you make any haste decisions regarding me and see what Cliff Chase thinks is going to be best. Because I think Cliff Chase is a lot smarter than you are and a lot wiser. And I think that Cliff Chase could come to the conclusion quite quickly and agree with me that as long as I'm not attacking other people on the board, you know, as long as people leave me alone and I leave them alone, you know, unless they bother me first, you know, and as long as I don't try to interrupt other people's threads and stuff on the board, if all I'm doing is making a little thread in my own little corner of the forum, minding my own business in my own thread, I think that's the best case scenario for Cliff Chase and Fractal and all of y'all. So I think it's in your best interest just to let me do my little thing in my little thread like I was doing earlier today, you know, before everybody started trying to mouth off at me and stuff, you know, really. Because I don't think you want me making more videos against Fractal, and I don't think you want me just trying to disturb the flow of everything in the Fractal website. I mean, I think Cliff has better things that he needs to be doing in advancing the Fractal, and hopefully also get a clone in there eventually. And I got better things to do too than to be bothering people and upsetting the Fractal board. That's not my intentions. I'm buying a Fractal XFX2 XL Plus. Cliff already knows that. I've already sent him a message earlier today, and so he already knows that. So, I mean, you know, I have just as much right to participate in that forum as anybody else does, and it shouldn't matter whether or not people think I'm the most evil person in the world or not. It doesn't matter if people like me or not. I still have a right to have my voice heard. And if you don't want to hear my voice, there's an ignore button in the forum. All you got to do is click ignore. Or if you see me start a thread and it says Yngwie Malmsteen, then don't read that thread, dude. If you don't like me, then stay off of my thread.